Hey y'all, I'm Aeon.
And I'm the Lioness.
And you're listening to Box number 512 podcast.
Grown Black Trans Woman Talk. Changing your world one conversation at a time.
The show begins now. Welcome to another installment of Box number 512 podcast. I am your co-host, Aeon.
And I'm the Lioness.
So let's get into updates. I will go first. I literally just came back yesterday from my vacation to New Orleans. Bitch, it was fad. Shout out to my sis, Paige, back in Baltimore. We took our inaugural, well, not our inaugural girls shirt, but we've taken other shirts before, but this is like really our grown woman girls shirt. So we went down to New Orleans for the weekend, and bitch, we had a fab time. I stayed at the Intercontinental in New Orleans, honey. We stayed like right. We weren't in the French Quarter, but I was walking distance from the French Quarter.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
Yeah, I ate down. I drank down. I think I had a whole bottle of wine my first day. Like, I had fun. And then shout out to Mariah Moore, executive director of the House of Tulip. So, I was posting up, being ratchet on the social medias and stuff, and I tagged that I was in New Orleans. And sis hit me up like, girl, you ain't reach out to me to get something to eat. Like, let's get up, let's do something. But me being the planner that I am, I didn't have each day planned out to the T, but I knew I wanted to go out to eat. So I made reservations for each night we were there so we could go to like a fancy restaurant. Mm-hmm. So we went out the first night to this fancy Black-owned restaurant. The food was good. The music was bumping. And, we were going to go to the French Quarter that night. Also, let me mention, this past weekend was the first weekend that they loosened the restrictions in New Orleans. So, bitch, it was packed. It was packed at the airport. It was packed. It was a whole bunch of people. So we went to the French Quarter, but we had just walked through because it was literally so many people in the French Quarter with no mask on, and the bars were packed that I didn't feel like standing in the bars with all of them people. So we breezed through. We went to this Black gay bar called The Page, and it was a little bit more low key. Who do we bump into? Miss motherfucking Mariah Moore. So sis saw me, and she bought drinks, and we had fun. And bitch, it turned into one of the nights where we went from one club to another club to another club. Next thing I knew, it was 4 a.m. and the cute little Butch Queens was frying fish and fries outside of the little other club we went to, and I was eating a fish plate. And I was just like, this is what I came to. Like, this is the stuff I like to see. I like to go off the unbeaten path. Like, I want to be in the Banji cunt areas, doing the Banji cunt things. And I just had a good time. So I just have to, like, Mariah, we are going to have Mariah Moore on the show in August or September. She's currently running for city council in New Orleans. And if she wins, she'll be the first trans person elected to office in New Orleans. So we gotta support our sister. Bitch, the next day, so I only got like 2 hours of sleep because the next day I saw one of my friends I used to work with. Shout out to him. Shout out to my friend Armani, who's graduating from Harvard. He just happened to be in New Orleans, and we got lunch. He's kind of like a little brother to me. A cis het man, really nice, really sweet. He's graduating. He's also clerking for True Judges. I am so proud of him. So I got to see him. But after that, Mariah called me up. She was like, girl, I'm outside your hotel. So she and her friend Ace we went to the House of Tulip headquarters, and she just gave me the rundown of what they do. So basically to provide housing solutions for trans folks in the New Orleans area. So she took me there, and then she took us to both of the houses that they had for the girls. Bitch. When I say, bitch, I would move into these houses, bitch. These houses are fab. Like, so it's like a fully remodeled, refurnished like house with like 3 rooms, new kitchen, island countertops, um new stove, new sink, new refrigerator, bed, sheets, fat bath. Like she is really doing the thing for the girls down there. Like all of the houses she took us to were fat. I'm like, girl, can I live in here? Like, and it made me feel so good that, especially in the South, that these type of things exist for our community, and we have people really harnessing the spirit of community to give back to our community and to give our community nice things. So definitely want to big up and give a shout out to our sister, friend to the show, because she told me how much she listens to the show, how she listens every week. Give a big shout out to Mariah Moore, city council candidate, executive director of
Mariah,
House
how
of
you
Tula.
doing?
We will have her on the show so she can talk a little bit about her life and about her candidacy. I can't wait for her to come up here and we could just have a good, like, thank you for showing me a good time in New Orleans this weekend. This weekend was bad, bitch. I'm happy that I got to enjoy my sister. I'm happy that I got to look cunt and stroll on the side. And before I turn it over to you, look, to the black cis man, right? So y'all see I got my hair right. It's rose gold now. I live for it. It's very dingy cut. It's very avant-garde. Okay. Because I dyed my hair, and this is not to say that I'm clappy or I'm hard or anything, but because my hair is visible, like, it makes me more striking, which will make people get into me more, which may make people clock my teeth. It is what it is, right? I'm at that point because, I was walking around and it's just like, well, is she a man? Like, I know I heard is she a man conversation, da, 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 just because, I get what I give. Boom. For the men out there, when are y'all going to get to the point where you clock my tea or you find my tea, but you're going to walk up and say something to me anyway? Because, like, that does, like, for me, I'm to the point in my life, in my transition, where I'm going to be outside. And me getting clocked or you being with your whole group, like, that's not going to stop me from being outside. You're going to see me. I'm going to be bodied out. I'm going to be titties out. I'm going to be like, I'm not going back inside. So if you're clocking me because you can identify my transness and clearly you like what you see, that's why you have to make a scene that you know my tea. Like, come over, say something, speak to me. I look good. I look kind. I'm clean. I smell nice. My makeup is done. My hair is done. My color is like, come over, like, talk to me nice. Like, I don't care that you clock me. Like, I'm at the point, and I believe I said this on a show, my goal is to live in a world where I can get clocked and I don't I don't get attacked or I'm not murdered. And I was able to do that this weekend. For that, that's my goal. But, like, y'all niggas know that y'all live for the tea. Y'all niggas know that y'all live for the tea and that you clocking is confirmation that because it's not like you said I'm ugly after you said I was a man. It's not like you tried to attack me after you quote unquote thought I was a man. So, like, what's the tea? Like, to me, it's more attractive that you find tea and you push up on me anyway, but because you want to push up because you keep staring at me after you clock tea. So come on, man. Come on. Like, I'm trying to give y'all the chance to rise to the occasion, but a lot of y'all talk yourselves out of some good action. And I was ready to munch bird this weekend. I was ready to be that girl this weekend, but a lot of y'all talk yourselves out of having a good time because y'all want to front for y'all friends and y'all girlfriends. And it's just like, girl, it's 2021. Can we not do that? And the correct word is I'm trans. Yes, I'm trans. So what? Are you trying to have or not? But other than that, I had a fab time. Like I said, I was outside. I will be outside some more this summer. And I'm living my life. I'm not hiding for nobody. I'm living my life. I'm going to be out there. And I just had a good time. Sis, what is your update?
Well, it's definitely not as glamorous, darling. I'm so excited to hear about your week and your weekend. So for me, it's just been, holding it in the road, trying to make sure I'm handling some things business wise. Adulting is interesting. You know, adulting comes with the shifting of responsibilities and different things at the last minute. I would like to give a shout out to my sister-in-law for her and my niece who graduated from college, Pace University. We had our graduation yesterday, and it was virtual and it was wonderful. And I got to talk to my niece. So shout out to you, Michaela. I'm proud of you. Congratulations. I'm also I'm getting to know my sister-in-law better now, and that's a great thing. And so life is good, girl. I don't have no complaints. I think if I could tell myself last year where I would be right now and all of I probably would not have been able to call it. But my life has taken a very drastic and exciting turn. And I'm excited to see where this new chapter in my life goes. And I'll give more details as time elapses. But I'm just excited for just just living. I feel like there's a lot going on in the media. My favorite podcast, so I have to say this now. Not that you care because I know you don't care, but my favorite
I actually watched
podcast.
the video talking about this podcast by Kimberly Foster of Her Harriet, like the downfall of the Joe Budden pay. So I was tertiarily interested. So I gave an hour to watch the video because I did when I saw Joe Budden, I was like, oh, my sister's going to be affected because she really likes this podcast.
I'm devastated. Like I've worn his paraphernalia. So for those of you who follow on Patreon, I wear his paraphernalia on the show sometimes. I'm a really big fan. I've been a fan of the podcast for many years, and there's a beef on the podcast, and two of the members are gone, and I'm okay with them being gone, to be honest, because there was some beef and some fallout. But just for it's so funny because as a podcast fan, as a podcast fan myself, beyond being a content creator, I was angry at first that the breakup happened and that it's so much going on behind the scenes. Joe is always a controversial character, and I think that's what I like about him. So I've had people ask me, "What is the attraction? Like, what do you find so interesting about his podcast?" And I think it's the unfiltered. That's really him. Like, you know how some people they go on TV and you feel like, and I know that I'm that way as well, but it's admiring to see that in someone else that he's being his authentic self, as toxic, as hypocritical, as whatever it is. I kind of just have to respect it. It's kind of like trade represents that piece of trade. I mean, Joe represents that piece of trade to me that he ain't gonna get right, but you gotta love him anyway. So that's very much what I got. So now that his podcast is now kind of imploding, I'm hoping he's able to rebound. He's got the Joe Budden Network. I am a Patreon subscriber, and I'm embarrassed to say how much I pay a month, but I am a Patreon subscriber. So I'm really hoping that the ship recorrects. I like Ison-ish, new Ison-ish. For those of you who are podcast fans, you know what I'm talking about. I like them, and I hope that they do well. So yeah, that was a biggie this week. That really struck me because how much I'm into this podcast. And no, girl, they looks like it's gonna be a different thing, and I don't know. But yeah, that's my week, girl. It was interesting. It was fun. It's been relaxed. It's been changed. I got laser. I went to go see Ray. Yeah, so nothing too severe, but I'm more excited about this conversation we about to have in a minute, girl. I've been waiting for this all week. Excuse me, I've been waiting for this all week.
Oh, my allergies are acting up too because my nose has been stuffy all day. I'm having postnasal drip, so girl, I'm there with you. Before we go into our main topic, we have some house. Thank you for listening to another episode of Box Number 512 Podcast, Grown Black Trans Women Talk.
And don't forget to become a patron on the Box Number 512 Patreon page, where we have all new exclusive content.
And also, don't forget to follow us on our social media, on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook pages. And also, become a subscriber on our YouTube page. Until next time, bye.